What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Triple Z Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Henry. Christopher Emmanuel Paul will be a Golden State Warrior, and it has me so confused. I don't understand this trade for the Warriors' perspective because you traded Jordan Poole, who's only 24 and has upside to his career. You can still develop Jordan Poole to becoming a star in this league. Now, I know he didn't have a great postseason. He didn't have a great regular season, but when the Warriors did win, he did have a huge impact on them going on the run that they did and winning the championship in Boston. But for the Warriors to trade a 24-year-old who has, slight upside to his career for a 38-year-old who's on the decline, only getting older, can't stay healthy when it comes to the postseason, I don't understand how this works at all. Maybe from the perspective of the Warriors, they're thinking, if we get Jordan Poole off our hands, maybe we can negotiate a better contract with Draymond Green, since he opted out of his contract, his $27 million contract. But I'm just lost. I don't understand this. And it shows you how dirty the NBA really is, because a couple days ago, Mike Dunleavy said they plan to keep Jordan Poole for the next 4 years. And what do? They trade him to the Washington Wizards. Just like that. Just like that. It's a dirty business, yo. And I understand why players don't stay as loyal to an organization, because they will literally trade you in a heartbeat for a better situation. Now, granted, they should do that, but goddamn, yo. You literally just said we're going to keep this man publicly for the next 4 years and you trade him instantly. I don't understand that trade. I think, if you're asking me, I think the Wizards won this trade because their rebuilding process is looking pretty solid right now. You have Tyus Jones, who's one of the best backup point guards in the league last year. Now he's able to be in his own position at the point guard spot. And for Tyus Jones, he was a solid player, but it's hard to really, flourish as a backup point guard when the starting point guard is a franchise player. It's hard for him to do that. So for him to be in his own position, his own team, that's a great start because he is a solid point guard. And he can only get better, honestly. He can only get better as a player. And then for them to acquire Jordan Poole, like I said, he has upside to his game. Jordan Poole is capable of dropping 40. He's capable of hitting 7 to 8 threes a night. He's capable of putting on a show every single night when the Wizards play. But obviously, he does have some downsides. Sometimes he can be very efficient. He can be careless with the basketball. Who isn't like that? You can honestly develop Jordan Poole into becoming a star in this league. So for the Warriors to give that up for a 38-year-old who's on the decline, I don't understand that. And then when you look at the Warriors starting lineup, because Draymond did say before, he's in the series against the Sacramento Kings, he's willing to come off the bench if that helps the Warriors overall as a team. I understand that. So if Draymond's on the bench and playing six man, and if Draymond's the six man, he's going to win six man of the year. If it's Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins at the 4, and Kevon Looney, I don't know. I feel like other teams can really expose that team because your perimeter defenders aren't really that great. Chris Paul, like I said, he's only getting older. He's 38. He's getting older by the day, by the minute, by the second. I don't know. He's just getting old. Stephen Curry is not known as a great defender. We all know that. Literally, teams hunt him in the pick and roll situation just to get an isolation on him. Klay Thompson, he's not the same defender that he once was before the injury. I think the injury kind of, took away some of his defensive abilities. He's still solid, but he's not the great defender that he once was. Andrew Wiggins at the 4, I understand that he's a great defender, but he has to put up with Giannis, AD, Sabonis, LeBron even, Miles Turner, all these guys at the power forward spot who's legit power forwards. Andrew Wiggins is not a legit power forward. He's more in that small forward shooting guard role. So for him to make a transition power forward spot, that's going to be something interesting to see. But Warriors, to me, I don't know. It looks like it's the beginning of the end for the dynasty, honestly. It truly does look like that. And then with Chris Paul, we give him the term point guard, but the point guard is on his 7th team. The point guard is on his 7th team. He's been with the Hornets, Clippers, Houston Rockets, OKC, Suns, Wizards, now the Golden State Warriors. That's 7 different teams for a point guard. That's not crazy. I feel like his opportunity for winning a championship running very, very slim. Very, very slim. And it's sad to see because he's really on the decline. He's only getting older. He can't stay healthy. I'm not understanding what the Warriors are trying to do here. Because if you look at the Warriors' young assets, Kuminga, DiVincenzo, he might not come back. I don't know what the Warriors are trying to do here. I really don't know. It seems like they're in a rush to win a championship, which I understand. But like, you only need a few more pieces. You didn't need to trade Jordan Poole. You could acquire a couple defenders, and then you'd have been pretty much legit. But to acquire Chris Paul, I don't understand how that works well with Steph and Klay, because Steph and Klay aren't people that need someone to orchestrate the offense for them to be great. You know, Steph can get his own shot. Klay can get his own shot. So I'm curious about the role Chris Paul is going to play. And let me go back to the Wizards. They got all these draft picks going into like 2030. So for this rebuilding process for the Wizards, you have Tyus Jones, you have Jordan Poole, and now you have all these draft picks. I think they got 10 draft picks, 6 in the second round, 4 in the first round. You're able to use that to your advantage and use it as assets to acquire better pieces for your team while you're rebuilding. So I think the Wizards are off to a great off season, because you got Bradley Beal off your hand. You gave him all that money. You realize he's not going to be that player that takes you to the promised land. So you get him off your hands, and now you're looking to rebuild. You're off to a great start with Tyus Jones, one of the best backup point guards, now being able to be in a starting position at the point guard role. And then Jordan Poole, like I said, who has amazing upside. You can still develop Jordan Poole. He's only 24 years old, so his upside can be great. It can honestly be great, and you just have to have patience when developing him. And I think with the Warriors, they didn't have patience, and I truly do think once that situation with Draymond and Jordan Poole happened, I think the Warriors were on a downfall from there. Honestly, I feel like Draymond was like, I'm not coming back if he's here. And I remember saying to myself when the Jordan Poole and Draymond Green situation happened, I said to myself, if I'm Jordan Poole, I'm going to the organization and saying it's either him or me. And then at that point, it's like, do you want to go with a young rising star who could potentially be great in this league? Or you want to go with, someone that's been with your core for all these years, building a dynasty, but he's slightly, on the decline as well. He's only getting older. He's not the same defender that he once was. Still a great player, but he's on the decline. But now we see that they basically picked Draymond Green over Jordan Poole. So this offseason has been crazy with all these trades. It's a dirty business. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a really dirty business. I won't be surprised if the Trailblazers trade Dame without him knowing. It's crazy now. It's really crazy. I don't see what the Warriors are trying to do with acquiring Chris Paul. I wouldn't be shocked if the Warriors trade Chris Paul like that. That'd be crazy, yo. The way how we look at Chris Paul, if he doesn't win it this year, man, pack it up, yo. Pack it up. Because it's just going to get embarrassing from that point on. It's really going to get embarrassing from that point on. So hopefully he's able to, get something going with Golden State. Hopefully he's able to get something going with Golden State. And I think their odds decreased once they got Chris Paul from this trade. Like, their championship odds were, solid, but then it got worse when Chris Paul came to the team. So, I don't know. That's for Steve Kerr and Steph and all of them and Mike Dunleavy to figure out. But hopefully the Warriors can make something out of it. If they do not win it this year, Chris Paul has to start thinking about retirement. I'm going to be so honest with you. Because that term point guard is not fitting well with him right now. To be on your 7th team and not... How are you a point guard and you're not even known for, your playoff performances and all that stuff? He's been to the finals once. I'm starting to question, is Jimmy Butler? Should we rank Jimmy Butler ahead all time than Chris Paul? I don't know. That's for y'all to discuss. But thank you guys for listening to the Triple Z podcast. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel. More content will be coming soon.